race sorting themselves out among the top 20, but from 25th on back, as we looked at that battle from Joe Bessie's car, you've got the Lux machine with problems on the backstretch. One car spins, and we are under caution. That's the number 72 machine from Mike Dillon, who spun coming out of turn number 2, and the machine that won here a year ago, or actually last October more appropriately, at the North Carolina Motor Speedway. So caution for the first time today, coming out on lap number 5, as young Mike Dillon spins off the turn. Mark Martin, the race leader, he has been unchallenged since the get-go. 5 of 197 laps complete here at the Rock.
The line there, we have trouble in turn 1.
Cars go up into the corner. Caution is on the Speedway for the second time this afternoon, as Randy Porter, the young driver from Greenville, South Carolina, has the car come around on him. So caution for the second time at lap number 11. So a rather sluggish start to the Goodwrench 200. Why, fellas, can a car just come around on you that quickly here?
Well, it's like you said earlier. I'm sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
You ought to
You might have a
this.
better
You've done
analogy.
the same thing yesterday. You can tell us firsthand. DW backed his the length of the straightaway yesterday.
I was going to tell you, first-hand experience off of 2 over there particularly. It's just a little slick. There's a patch over there on the racetrack.
There you see Porter's car just breaking loose and impacting the wall, and we are under caution for the second time. We'll take a look at it again, see if we can get a better idea if maybe he had some help or if the car just went by itself. Post-quarters racing, well, tough to tell.
I'm going to bet on help myself. They were awful close together.
So 2 quick cautions here in the first dozen laps of the Goodwrench 200. Mark Martin has been the man to touch so far, high side of the racetrack. And this time, trouble. Buckshot Jones and Chad Little as they were battling for position. Caution on the Speedway. They were going for 7th spot at the time of the incident, something we talked about just a few moments ago.
Well, that's a typical took the air off my spoiler right there move. The car on the outside went down in underneath, or the car on the inside, Buckshot, went on the inside of the 23 car, and he just sucked him around. What happened?
Caution at lap number 33 for the 3rd time this afternoon as we take another look, fellas. Buckshot pulling away from the scene of the accident. There you see him, the 00 in the 23.
That Pontiac's just got a hold of that Ford even though he ain't touching him. He
Darryl, that's right where he gets back on the throttle, getting in the corner there, and you can see the back end start around. Like you say, the air was off the rear spoiler. There's no question. Nobody made any contact there. Yep. He just lost it.
The car's a little bit light getting into the corner right there, and then you got that guy on the outside of you, and it will absolutely feel like your tire went flat. It'll just pull you right around.
And by the way, tomorrow on our coverage of the Goodwrench 400, we'll take a much closer look at the new Pontiac and what it does on the racetrack, why it's designed as it is. And there you see Buckshot just going around in a tough way for the afternoon. Everybody else not well.
Well, if you just recall here last year, Mark was leading the race, and a couple of cars got up there and roughed him up a little bit, and the next thing you know, he finished 7th or 8th. That's just kind of Mark's style.
Interesting. One car spins on the back straightaway as we're under caution. Chad Little, he has the 55 machine spinning along with, and a host of other cars. Multi-car problem on the back straightaway. And at lap number 41, we are under caution yet again. It looked as though maybe Chad was the first machine to break loose. There you see, though, the 50 car that Jimmy Kitchens is driving, young man from Birmingham, Alabama. He was involved, and we are under caution yet again. So this race having a multitude of problems in the first 40 laps.
I noticed Dennis Setzer was also involved in that. He drove away. He got a little bit of damage to the a lot of damage to the left front of the race car on the lifted car there.
Yeah, he does. Chad was just, his chassis was way off, and they tried to patch it up, but I think they must have made it worse.
Let's see if we can get a good idea, fellas, as to what happened here. There's the beginning. One car, that was Chad Little. The 23 was already loose at that point. And here you see everybody else trying to do what they can to avoid.
Yeah, it's really narrow back there, and if anybody slows down at all, bam, boy, that's a hard lick. That's a narrow back straightaway when there's an accident.
Country, Paul Overstreet, Dale Jarrett, Dan Seal, Jerry Clower, the Osborne brothers, and a whole lot more. Be there.
Prime Time Country, weeknights on TNN, the Nashville Network.
Caution is on the Speedway here in Rockingham, lap number 80, as the cars began skating up the banking of turns 1 and 2, and all of a sudden the racetrack found itself closed. There's Mark Martin now as he works himself free through that area. We were closing in on pit stops anyway, fellas. As you see, the Mike Dillon machine, Steve Grissom was involved to a degree in car number 29, but there's the major problem on the racetrack right now. You can tell that the Detroit Gasket team has some significant problems. Let's see if we can tell exactly what triggered it all. 92 is Pearson, with a little shot to the caboose of Green. He's got Rumley in the 25 behind him.
Green had been backing up big time. He was out of tires, which a lot of the guys were hollering tires and they were coming in, and he just couldn't go, and he got hit from the rear.
Lap number 80, the caution, 5th time this afternoon. What do you do in a situation like that? Do you just aim for where you hope there'll be an opening? What is there even a strategy, buddy, when you find yourself coming off a corner and the track's blocked?
Eli, you always try to go high to miss everything because it is a self-cleaning racetrack, but sometimes...
In the wall. In the wall.
Dale Jarrett in the wall, just as we were hearing the comments from John Irvin, and we are under caution. Caution at lap number 126. The man who was closing in to grab the lead here at Rockingham finds himself in the wall.
Going by a lap car, and he got tagged just a teeny bit going in there, and up he went. He couldn't save it.
The other car involved was the 02 machine that Michael Rich qualified. It was started by Rodney Combs, then Michael Rich aboard in that Lance East Carolina University machine. But what a hard... How do you guys handle that? I mean, that's... As Jared, you see, goes to the garage area, how in the world do you handle just that kind of instant, abject disappointment?
Darrell goes to church a lot, and that's why. You have to have a lot of faith, I'll tell you, to make it through and not really get mad about a situation like that.
It's Joe Bessie that actually...
Well, actually, the car even seemed to just break right loose. We'll have to take a look at it again. I don't know if Joe launched him or not.
He did. I was looking dead at it, and he just barely nerfed him, but...
Trouble up in the corner. That would be Johnny Rumley's machine. Just broke loose. And caution on the Speedway yet again.
1, 2, 3 cars are going to get a lap back
I was going to
there.
tell you, Brandon LaJoy is running super good in second place.
And there you see some more spins off the corner as coming back to the stripe, Steve Grissom ahead of the race leader, Mike McLaughlin. And we are under caution. The car that first broke loose was back in 22nd position. That was the Johnny Rumley automobile. He was running a lap down. You see some of the cars that got pieces of it. There's Rumley's car with significant damage. Derek Coates' machine, number 26. Left side, left front damage most significantly. Now, you're not going to get a pristine car out of Rockingham anyway.
Probably not. And, you know, on these restarts, you get all grouped up again. And some guys' cars are handling good, and some guys' cars aren't. And you get them all bunched up, and somebody gets hit.
So Mike McLaughlin is the race leader under caution here at the North Carolina Motor Speedway in Rockingham. 17 cars on the lead lap at lap 139.
And of course, more name brand parts with lifetime warranties and a low price guarantee. Come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
Today's exclusive TNN coverage of the Goodwrench 200 is brought to you by Pep Boys. 26,000 items at the guaranteed low price. Tires and service, everything but gas. Welcome back to Rockingham. We are under caution. Patty Moise really tags the wall coming out of turn number 4. There you see her climbing from the machine at lap number 155. This is the very first race that her dad is not watching today. Hospitalized for some heart checks, and we certainly wish the very best there. Obviously, Patty is okay, but not the same for the race car, as she is done for the afternoon. He won't force the issue. Mark will find the place to pass around Larry Pearson.
This is a politically correct way to run this race.
Oh, my. Have you learned a lot today, Eli, from this man right here?
It has been an eye-opener, to say the very least. There's 7th and 8th place now, the 74 LaJoy. 8th is the 5-car Terry Labonte. 9th belongs to the 57 Jason Keller. As they come out of turn number 4 and head back to the stripe, but inside of 2 laps to go for Mark Martin. looking for his sixth NASCAR Busch Series win here at the Rock.
Tyson Keller has just really turned the wick up in these last few laps. White flag.
White flag is out for Mark Martin, the Winn-Dixie Ford. Mike McLaughlin gave it a heck of a run. He'll come shy in the second spot. Report from pit road is that Ricky Craven has lost a cylinder, hence he is now backslid to fourth spot. There you see him just ahead of Jeremy Mayfield in the 98. But out of turn number 4 to the stripe and the checkered flag for Mark Martin, sixth time he has taken the NASCAR Busch Series race here at the Rock. What does it mean for tomorrow? Well, only 11 times in history has a Winston Cup driver won Saturday in a Busch race and come back to win Sunday in the Winston Cup race. Mark will try and make that an even dozen come tomorrow afternoon. When we come back, we'll head to Victory Lane with the winner of today's Goodwrench 200. Mark Martin joins us as soon as we come back.